All right, let's dive into something that could completely change the game for AI. We're talking about a universal language, a way for all those different AI agents out there to finally start talking to each other. This is a good deal, and it could unlock a whole new wave of innovation. So let's get right into it.
So let's kick things off with a pretty fundamental question. With all the insane progress we're seeing in AI, why is it that most AI agents, well, they can't talk to each other, right? Why can't your scheduling agent just ping your email agent and figure out the best meeting time? The answer is actually pretty simple, but man, it has been a massive roadblock for the entire industry.
It's because they're all trapped in these digital silos. Seriously, think of each agent as its own little island. It was built by a different company, on a totally different framework, running on its own server. They're all speaking different languages, and because of that, they just can't work together. This fragmentation, it's been holding back so much potential. And that, right there, is the exact problem the agent-to-agent protocol, or A2A for short, is here to solve. You can honestly think of it as the universal translator for the entire AI world, a real game changer.
So what is it exactly? Well, officially, A2A is an open standard that lets AI agents figure out what other agents can do, hand off tasks, and share the results. Now, the most important words there are open standard. This is crucial. We're not talking about some proprietary lockdown tech. Nope. This is a community effort to build a common language that everyone can use.
Okay, so what's the grand plan here? What is A2A actually trying to do? Well, first off, it's all about smashing those digital silos we just talked about, tearing down the walls. This allows for really complex collaboration, right? Specialized agents can finally work together as a team. And because it's built on open standards, it just fuels innovation for everybody. But here's a really critical piece. It preserves opacity and security. What that means is agents can work together without having to reveal their secret sauce, their internal code or private data. And let me tell you, that point alone is a massive deal for businesses.
All right, cool concept, but how does it actually work? Let's pop the hood and see what makes this whole thing tick. The whole thing starts with something called an agent card. And honestly, the best analogy is a business card, but for an AI. It's just a straightforward JSON file that an agent uses to introduce itself. It basically says, hey, I'm Bob, the scheduling agent. Here's the stuff I'm good at, and here's how you can reach me. And if we look a little closer at that card, you'll see it's designed to be super simple. You've got the basics, identity, its name and what it does. Then the endpoints, which are just the URLs for how to talk to it. The required security methods. And the most important part, a list of its capabilities. A clear, no-nonsense list of all the skills it has. For all you developers out there, this JSON structure is going to look very, very familiar.
Okay, so once an agent gets a task, that task goes on a little journey. It has a very clear 6-stage lifecycle. It starts as created, then moves to working. Sometimes it might pause and say, hey, I need more info. That's needs input. And finally, it ends up as either completed, failed, or canceled. Having this standard process is so important because it means any agent can easily keep tabs on a task it's handed off to someone else. Now, I want to clear something up because you might have heard of another protocol out there called MCP from Anthropic. It's really important to know how these are different. Think of it this way. A2A is for agents talking to other agents. It's like two people having a conversation. MCP is for an agent talking to a tool, like using a calculator or fetching data from an API. So they're not competitors at all. They actually work together. Okay, that's enough of the technical stuff. Theory is great, but let's talk about the real world. Where is A2A actually being used right now? We're already seeing this pop up in a bunch of different industries. Think about recruitment. You could have agents working together to screen candidates, schedule interviews, and analyze feedback. Or in automotive, managing diagnostics and ordering parts. We're even seeing it used to untangle super complex supply chains. And a really big one, which we'll dive into next, is completely changing the game for customer service. So let's really unpack that customer service idea, because it's a perfect example. Imagine you have one main coordinator agent. It's like the front desk receptionist. When a customer asks a question, this agent doesn't even try to answer it. Instead, it uses A2A to instantly figure out the best specialist for the job and routes the question. Oh, that's a billing question? Sending you to the billing agent. Tech support? Right this way. The customer just gets a fast, perfect answer, and behind the scenes, it's a whole team of AIs working in perfect sync. And for all you builders and developers watching this, you're probably wondering, how do I start using this? Well, the good news is, it's super easy to get started. There are official SDKs out there for pretty much every major language you can think of. Python, Go, JavaScript, Java, .NET, and for most of them, it's literally just a one-line install command. Just taking a quick glance at a Python example here, you can see how clean the whole process is. You just initialize your A2A server, you define that agent card to tell everyone what your agent can do, you write your logic in a task handler, and when you're done, you call task.complete. That's it. It's really elegant and super intuitive. And what's cool is, if you jump over to JavaScript for a Node.js app, the pattern is basically the same. Initialize the server, hook it into your Express app, register your task handler, and complete the task. The fact that the core ideas are identical no matter what language you're using, that's a sign of a really well-designed protocol. And this is a really big deal. A2A isn't just some little standalone library. It's being baked directly into the most popular AI frameworks out there. We're talking LangGraph, Crew AI, even Microsoft's semantic kernel. When you see adoption like this, it tells you that A2A is quickly becoming a fundamental piece of the plumbing for the entire AI agent ecosystem. So there's clearly a ton of momentum here. But what's next for A2A? Let's take a look at the roadmap. The plan is pretty clear. They're aiming for a full production-ready release in the third quarter of 2025, with even better security rolling out after that. But the thing I'm really excited about is slated for early 2026, dynamic agent capabilities. Get this. It would let one agent ask another, hey, I know it's not on your business card, but can you do this? That kind of flexibility could unlock a whole new level of creative problem solving. When you boil it all down, it comes back to the project's mission statement, which is an open protocol enabling communication and interoperability between opaque agentic applications. It sounds a little dense, but it's simple. It's about building bridges between AIs while making sure they can all keep their secrets. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Today, we mostly build things with a single AI agent or maybe a small handcrafted team of them. But what happens when any AI can talk to any other AI? What kinds of incredible, complex systems can we build then? What problems could we solve? The possibilities are, well, they're pretty mind-blowing. Thanks so much for tuning in.